but I didn't have anybody there with me. I was literally over there by myself. And when I moved out and got my apartment, I was off that leash a little bit at Blackburn, whereas they didn't see me as much. They didn't have as much control over me. So I was just away with the fairlies.
And what would a standard week look like? Because obviously, like, going out and having a few points after a game and stuff, or maybe if you didn't have, you know, you hadn't had a game for another 2 or 3 days or 4 days, depending on the way the Premier League was falling. Like, that's kind of would have, especially 20 years ago, would have still been quite normal, you know?
Yeah.
Like, had you got kind of set rules of, like, maybe 2 days before a game or 1 day before a game you wouldn't drink, or how did that kind of set up for yourself?
Well, early doors, it would be on a Friday, I'd never drink, because it was just the way it was. You don't drink the day before the game. Everything else was sort of, if you want. And for a long time, like I said, I played in the first team at 15, but then didn't make my Premier League debut until 19. So for those 4 years, I'm sort of in limbo at the reserves and first team. So I would travel for the reserves and play 90 minutes, and then they say, Keith, you need to be on the bench for the first team. Oh, you didn't play today, Keith, so you're back in the reserve team now. Okay. So I'd be in limbo all the time. But when you're in limbo like that and you're playing games, you play a reserve game, then you're on the bench for the first team. You don't play. You go out after the game with the first team. You play the game for the reserves, you go out after the game with the reserves, because the next day is the day off. Yeah. So I ended up not training an awful lot and just playing games because I'm in that limbo stage. So I would play 2, maybe 3 games a week. And when I say play, I'd be involved in squads 2 or 3 times a week. And I would end up on the piss 3 or 3 nights a week. And then I'd have days off where I'd go again. And you're in that limbo where you're getting away with it because you're not actually physically doing that much running, because, like I say, you're in between the 2 squads.
I get you. So you weren't like trying to drag yourself up to go to train at whatever 9 or 10 a.m. the next morning. You were kind of okay with that.
Yeah, well, if I played with the reserves, I'd have the day off the next day. Right. So I'd go out Tuesday night, do what I like. Wednesday, I wouldn't have to report.
But most of the players at that stage probably do the same. Obviously, because that was just the normal culture, you know. So
look, don't get me wrong. There was a couple of lads that would be teetotal, wouldn't do it. But a lot of the Scottish, a lot of the Irish, a lot of the Welsh, some of the English would stick together and just go mental on the weekends and have a few gargles. And it just it became a constant in my life. You win or lose, you're on the booze. That's one of the sayings that ends up coming around. And I found it very difficult. Like I say, when I bought my house, I ended up later on in life, buying a bigger house. And you're in a stadium with 30,000, 40,000 people screaming your name, and then all of a sudden, within an hour, I'm sitting in an empty house and you can hear the pin drop. Yeah, it's like so high to so low in an hour that my body just thought all these thoughts would come in and noise in my head, and I thought I'd have to go for a pint, and I'd just be out there. And it became a constant then. I was like, well, I can't sleep after games because of all the energy drinks and the adrenaline. So the only way to knock this out of me is go for a few points.
Calm yourself
But
down,
again, it's that voice in your head trying to rationalise things, saying, oh, we're going for the point because you only need a drink so you can go for the sleep. And
if you enjoyed this clip, you can catch the full episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.